Okay, hi students. Here we meet again. Okay, now we are going to discuss English SPM Trial 2023 using Negeri Sembilan, paper 2. Okay, so I hope everyone has already prepared their notepads, prepared their stationeries and so forth. Okay, as usual, I'll be doing some sharing session with you on how to go about with questions if it is were related to other things, because for the past two stage that I've been sharing with each and every one of you, you can see that the question for guided and extended is quite different, and there is a variety to it. So today's trial question is a little bit more different. It's a little bit more difficult because it has never been asked before in any SPM examination. And for me, myself as a teacher, I feel that it's quite difficult to attempt doing it. Okay, so let's start. Okay, now my dear students, the first part of the question given to us for email. This is when you are supposed to reply an email from your friend, uh, who is actually wanting to attend a game night, uh, and he actually do mention to whom he is referring to, um, and there are a few names that he has inserted in his question, in his email. So let's see to whom, whether we are going to reply using a name given here, or we can reply using our own name. All right, but sometimes that's a mistake that students do make without them realizing it. Okay, so hi Daniel wants to organize a game night next weekend. He texted me for some ideas. What game should we play and what time should we start? A game night can be anything. It could be an online game, it could be a board game, it could be an indoor game. If your house has a um, ping pong table, then you can have a game night of playing ping pong. If you are playing online game, what kind of online game are you playing? Are you playing online bowling and so forth? If you are playing card games, then you mention, alright? So he texted me for some ideas. What game should we play and what time should we start? So there are two questions in one sentence. Yeah, what game should we play? See, I have already put the tick there. And what time should we start? You can give an estimation of time, no problem. I'm still thinking of what else we can do on that night. Any ideas? So question 1, question 2, question 3, and question 4. Right? Should we bring anything? Usually when you go to someone's house, you might be bringing something. You can bring drinks, you can bring food, or you can bring if you were to stay there, uh, and you do not have enough paper plates or plastic cups and so forth, then you can actually suggest that you could bring some paper plates or paper cups or plastic cups. Okay, alright, so altogether 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there are 4 questions in one email. Okay, let's look. So basically, uh, Daniel is the one who wanted to organize. The person who is sending the email is Sam. So basically, when you answer back this email, you can use your name. You can refer yourself as the third person or the second person that is talking to, going to reply to Sam. So here, like what I have already done with you before this. Okay, let me make it into a smaller slide. Alright. 2, because you're sending back to Sam, then you can just put there sam@gmail.com. A very simple thing. You don't have to come with very complicated email address. So subject would be, take back from the question here, a game night. So just put here a game night. That's all. Don't have to be so complicated. And when you want to start off with your email, because you started with hi, okay, then you can just say hi. Sam. Do thank back your friend for writing to you. Thank you for your email. Thank you for your email. Okay. Now, because Daniel is inviting you to go for a night game, so are you going to join them? If you were to join, then you can just say, all right, uh, it's a good idea uh, to have to have a game night. All right. Suggestion: I would suggest, okay, we play board games like, right, Monopoly or like Monopoly or what Snake and Ladder. It's just a it's just a suggestion. Okay, this is just a suggestion. So look back at the question. Uh, the time. I think we should start at 8 p.m. Full stop. So you have already answered the second question. Okay, I'm thinking about what else we can do on that night. Any ideas? Okay, so because you're going to your friend's house, probably they have a lawn. Then you can suggest, uh, we can also have a barbecue. See, so easy as that. And what will be the last question? Should we bring anything? So you suggest. You can also have a barbecue. Okay, don't forget. Don't forget to bring. What do you need for a barbecue? Marinated chicken, chicken, marshmallow, and marshmallow, and sausages. Sausages. So because you're going to meet soon, right? Hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye. That's it. So when you finish your email, I'm going to use my Alibaba. See, that's how easy it is. So you don't have to waste so much time, take up so much time to answer an email. Okay, it's a good idea to have a game night. This is agreeing for a game night to be done. So the word suggestion is board games. If you don't want to play board games, then you can suggest other games. And I'm giving you example of Monopoly and Snake and Ladder. It's up to you. Alright, what you want to do. Okay, then you also suggest that it should start at 8 p.m. And then they also ask what else can you do after that. Have a barbecue. Okay, what do you need to bring? Marinated sausages. See, basically you have answered a complete set of an email question that requires you to whether to agree to go or not. Okay, whether you go or not. But if you look at the question, if you say that, oh, I do not want to go, if you look at the question itself, it is very dominant that stated there very clearly that you, if possible, we give an idea of games that we should play that is of your preference. Whatever it is, the answer has to be you will be going, what you will be suggesting for your friends to have on that particular day. All right? Okay? Isn't it so easy? Okay. Now let's go to part two. Okay, now in question two, this is when I mentioned this is when what I meant by a little bit of a difficult, the bit of difficult question, because you're talking about ocean pollution in Malaysia, and students basically we are not very, most of them are not aware of what is happening around Malaysia. But whatever it is, we'll try to do. Okay, we'll try to do, and I'm going to try to help you as much as possible. So for this question, there are three things that the task requires you to give. The first one is what ocean pollution is. You have to give the idea. Second, the reasons to clean our ocean. Why? And number four is number three, ways to protect our ocean. If you feel that you are not very good with this kind of question, therefore you don't have to give so many suggestions or so many reasons and so forth. Just keep it to like a few things that you need to understand. Okay? All right, let's go. Okay, let me go to the smaller one. Okay, like this, ocean pollution. When you talk about ocean pollution, your ocean pollution means the dumping, the dumping of uh, rubbish, the dumping of chemical substances, okay, into the ocean. Okay. When you talk about ocean pollution, you're also talking about uh, throwing rubbish, okay, into the sea or ocean, okay, or ocean. Okay, that is also one. Depending on what you want to write actually. Okay. When you talk about rubbish, here, probably plastics. Okay. Plastic bags. What else? Um, okay, plastic bags. Uh, what else? What else was plastic bags? Papers, plastic bottles. It's just an example. That's just an example. But if you can just say that plastic bags, so it's fine. So what will happen? The reason to clean our ocean, to make sure, to make sure the what? Marine life. Marine life. MARINE. The marine life is safe. Okay, what kind of marine life you are talking about? Fishes. Talk about whales. What else you talk about? The planktons. This is more of a high level of answer. All right. Okay. Um, uh, to make sure the marine life is safe. So you give example like this. All right. Okay. And number three, ways to protect our ocean. Usually, what we will give most students will say stricten, okay, stricten the law, stricten the law. Yes, STRI, stricten the law. When you talk about strictening the law, you give fine, you impose fines. Impose fines to those who pollute the ocean. Usually those who pollute the ocean are, irresponsible individuals. Okay. Other than that, it could be factories, okay, industries, and that pollute the ocean. That's why I said this question is a little bit difficult, and students actually have to understand really well. Okay, dumping of chemical substances into the ocean. These are like chemical liquids. Dumping of oil into the ocean. Okay, that is among chemical substances. Throwing of rubbish. So when you talk about throwing rubbish, we are talking mainly about plastic bags. Okay, there is a campaign about taking care of the turtles, because a lot of turtles died because they eat plastic bags and because they thought it's food. Okay. Um, when you talk about reason could be your own personal idea or personal understanding. Is to make sure. Okay. Right. When you talk about marine life does not only consist of fishes, but it also consists of plants underwater. Okay. And when you talk about ways to protect, ways means you give suggestions. And the most famous one that is always being used is stricten the law. And we talk about strictening the law, you're talking about fines. What is fines? Dendaan. Yeah, how much you have to pay if they were to if they were to found guilty. Okay. Okay, that is what it meant by ocean pollution. It's a very difficult question. I know this kind of question needs to be practiced a lot in class, because those words that I have highlighted in red, okay, is actually is what we call as lexical words that is related to ocean pollution. Now let's go to part 3. Okay, part 3. In part 3, for question number 3, this is a different kind of review. The review this time of around is about DIY projects, which is that you watch it online. There are so many online there. And the first thing that you need to do when you're writing a review is to identify the style. Identifying style is to make sure that when you write, you know what you are writing. So usually when a question is being asked, what you need to do, you can see very clearly the task is already stated there, review, and again it mentioned here, review. So when the question is about reviewing, you have to make sure that whatever that you are giving later, it has to be very descriptive. It has to be very interesting, engaging to the reader, to the extent of when they read, they want to try the thing. All right. Okay, have you watched any DIY project online lately? So this question is asking you yes or no. That's the first question. Second, name your favorite online DIY project. So you have to give the name of it. What is your favorite DIY project? So there is many DIY project. Some people they do projects like how to how do you say how to store water, how to store rainwater so that it doesn't go to waste. Okay, for example. Okay, then share details of the project. You have to be very descriptive. What you're going to do, how does the thing looks like, and so forth. Okay, and would you recommend the project to your friends? So if you are the type of you can actually you read a lot or you watch a lot of DI projects online, then it will be easy for you to answer. Okay, all right. So when it comes to doing a review, this is what This is how it should be. When you write in your introduction, it's just a basic introduction of the project. What is it? Where do you watch it? Probably you have a DIY person who is very famous that you keep on watching and you are subscribing to the account. Okay, describe description of the project. This is where you have to work a little bit harder because you have to use a lot of adjectives. Okay, body or paragraph with analysis, meaning that probably you have already did the DIY project yourself. You have do self experiment and it works on you. So there would be an analysis of it. Is it good or bad? Or sometimes you have never tried it yourself, but you make comparison with other projects that is similar to what you are watching. Okay, comments, this is more of a personal review. So do you feel that it's difficult to you? Is it easy to be developed and so forth? And the conclusion, would you be recommending it to your friends to try doing it or to subscribe to the account, meaning that they can actually learn on their own and learn how to do the DIY by themselves. Mr. DIY pula. Wrong. Okay, DIY. Do it yourself project. Okay, do it yourself project. Okay, now question number 4. Okay. Question number 4 is a report, and this time around you have to write a report to your teacher advisor about the English language week. I think this is quite easy because every year, I think if you're a member of the English Language Society and if you are a secretary of the English Language Society, it could be an easier point for you to do. Okay. Um, the details of activities that had been carried out. What kind of activities the English Language Society usually do? Sometimes you can have a book reading session, or sometimes you can have a singing competition, poem recitation, you can have coloring competition. There are many things that throughout the year that your English language week has been had done. Okay, when you talk about English language week, the activities has to be something that is being done every day, or it can go by forms. Form 1 is being what, Form 2 is being what, Form 3 is being what. Like what I mentioned just now, book review, you can have that. Singing competition, English songs competition, poem recitations, among the activities. Okay. The importance of carrying out these activities. Most of us, when we do have English language week, we actually want to encourage students to speak the language, to speak or to use English language, not to use English language fluently, but you want to encourage students to use the language and to try to speak the language, okay, as much as possible. And the pupils respond. Were they happy? Are they satisfied? Are they, do they want more and so forth? Okay, those are what it meant by pupils' response. Okay, any question? No. So this is how a report should look like. Teacher advisor of English language club. You don't have to put your teacher's name. Okay, teacher advisor of English language club. So the title would be English language week. So the date has to be in a formal way of writing. For example, like you are writing this on the 20th of December. So you put that 20th December 2023. So when you have completed writing your report, below here, reported by or written by, I already given the same thing in the previous session. Okay, your signature and your name. Now, if the question doesn't give you the position of you in that particular, then you don't put your post. You don't put your post. But for this particular report, the post you're holding is the Secretary of the English Language Club. So below here, you can just put the Secretary of English Language Club. Okay, that's what we mean. Alright, and the last question. Question number 5. Again, we must begin or end with the following words. The two previous discussion of trial papers, the story, uh, the students have to start the story with a phrase or a sentence. But for this question, this time of around, this sentence can be at the early part, at the beginning, or it can be at the end. It can be either way. It's either or. If you have it in front, it's fine. If you have it at the back, it's fine. It doesn't matter. But it has to begin or end. It cannot be in the middle, right? It cannot be in the middle. Please try to understand and follow what the instruction is given to you. Please do not ask, teacher, if you put it in the middle, so how? No, no, I'm not going to. Sometimes I don't tolerate with such question because it's very clear cut here mentioned. Story begin or end with the following. So Hannah realized that no matter what she did, the damage was done. You see, the damage was done means there is a very bad fact that had happened to her. Um, the action changes her life. The impact of the damage that she had done could probably have impacted other people as well. It could be her friends, it could be her family, it could be someone that she knows, her best friend, for example. Right? A description of Hannah's action and how the action changed her life. And from that damage that she had done, when you talk about action that changed her life, it could be a negative action. Sorry, it could be a negative effect. It could be a positive effect. Okay, it's either way. It's how you go about with the story. So if I were to write this kind of a story, probably the damage done, I spread rumors about a good friend of mine telling all those nonsense about her or him to other people to the extent where everyone looks down on your friend, looks down on her or him. The damage is that it ruins everything, his personality, his name, and so forth. And that particular action change has when damage is being done. So what happens to your relationship with your friend? That's how the story can be. Okay, it doesn't have to follow my way. It can be your way. So you have to be really, really creative, especially when you are writing narrative questions. Okay, all right. Now I think that's all for today. Okay, that's all for today for this particular session. I hope I have opened up your eyes a little bit on the kind of questions that you might uh, encounter in exam. At least you don't get panic attack if you see these kind of questions. Okay, so take care, everybody. Bye. I wish you all the best in the exam. Bye.